that brings us to the end of our presentation. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Feel free to ask us. If you raise your hand, we'll be happy to call on you. And I know Uncle Ashok had a question, and I'm afraid we had moved on a little bit past that. Praveen, Ashina, if you have anything you want to add right now, please go ahead. Please share some links.
Please share some links inside. So FreePik is good, FREEPIK. That's for graphics. There's thanks Praveen. For videos, there's story blocks, motion array. All of these require accounts, paid accounts. Canva usually has some templates as well that are free, but because they're so common and free that a lot of people online are using them, a lot of Sai accounts are using Canva templates. That's an option as well.
Yeah, there are a couple of others. Pexels is great for photos and stock videos.
One of the things to be careful about is when you are looking around online for templates and audio and video and things like that is, I think Bala just mentioned that some of these require subscriptions, and even if it's free, just look at the terms of use. They may require that you give them credit, and it may be free to use, but maybe all they're asking for sometimes is just mention the creator's name or a link to the creator's website or something like that. And so if they ask for that, then we have to provide it. So be aware that you'll probably need to somehow include that attribution. It doesn't have to be right in the middle of the graphic of your nice Swami quote graphic that you made, but just be aware that we have to respect that. We have to respect the creator's wishes, and it's just it's just a polite thing to do. They made this nice artwork. You're using it. It's not. You need to you owe them something.
Great. And of course, if just in case you don't have our email address, it is digitalmedia@sathya.org, or you can reach out to your national or zonal media coordinators. And thank you to the national and zonal media coordinators for organizing this as well. Yeah.
Or sorry, just jump in. Or you can message on Instagram, Facebook. Look for at Sathya.org or the Sri Sathya International Organization. For everyone in Malaysia, please contact Bala. Actually, for everyone on this call, just call Bala. That's fine.
I have no recollection of being on this call. So yes, Srinath, we are going to be sending out a copy of this recording, as well as a handout that will supplement this recording. So you will be able to follow along with what we went through. And if anyone did miss this presentation, they can, of course, watch it. We will be doing future presentations, but do voice your interest to your national or zonal media coordinators so we know how many people to expect and make sure that we organize a accordingly sized room.
Yeah, and if you don't have a national media coordinator, zonal media coordinator, contact your national young adult representative, or if you're in Zone 5, I think the Zone 5 chair is quite approachable, so feel free to contact him too. FYI, he's my dad, so that's why I can say that so openly. I think there's another question.
Video editing is it's asking if it's possible to look into technical training for video editing. That's probably the kind of thing that we might have to do a very specific webinar about, because not everybody edits video, and so we could probably maybe contact Bala, because he should be contacted. I'm sure he's lonely, so I would appreciate your emails. So
basically, everyone look for Bala on social media. He doesn't respond there.
Yeah, follow him. He'll follow you back. That's what he does. He's everybody's friend. But we'd love to. We can have more specific things with any of you. either as a big webinar or a smaller one. We're just here to help you be more effective. All of us are involved inside organization, and our job is to facilitate devotees in their sadhana. So all of this stuff, sounds technical or whatever, but it's all part of the same mission. We're all part of the same mission. So we're happy to set up something. Just have to let us know that you need it, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah, absolutely, Ajit. We would love to do a live streaming training session as well. But, all jokes aside, please don't contact me. Do go ahead and reach out to your national teams or the zonal chairs. Yeah, the zonal chair is very approachable, and of course Ashina too. But yeah, your national, your zonal coordinators will be able to reach out to us and let us know in a more condensed manner. Okay, we've got this many
We have
people
a raised
interested.
hand. We have a raised hand.
We do.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna
Your
leave
zonal
this
chair
call.
is about to.
I'm gonna leave this
They
call.
said, no, don't contact him.
So, Uncle Ashok, I think you can unmute yourself now.
Yeah, sure. Listen, thank you for the presentation. I just want to pick up one point, and I'm very pleased to say Praveen did touch upon it. But, in terms of font sizes, and also in terms of music, when you guys were talking about that, the one thing I just want to say, and this is something very conscious because, I'm not 22 anymore, and that is, Praveen talked about why font sizes should be bigger, and it's to do with devices and all that. And I think just bear in mind that with older people, their vision tends just to get weaker, and so it's not sometimes a matter of the a device. It's a question of simply vision not being as good as it used to be. And so when you're trying to put a lot of information on an image, on a graphic, on a poster, it's going to be harder if the font size is too small. That's one thing. The other thing about sound, and that's volume. Again, if it's too loud, it can really put people off. And it can really actually be a disturbance if the volume on your thing is really too loud. So please just bear in mind that what is suitable visually and audibly for a 25-year-old is not necessarily suitable for a 60-year-old or 70-year-old. Sarah.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a rule of thumb where if you're doing a presentation, this is on a slide deck, you take probably the oldest person in the room and you double their age for your font size. That's just an approximation, but in this digital age, if people are receiving emails or they're able to see the message on the graphic on their phone, they can zoom in. But if it's a video, you're absolutely right. We're going to be squinting. I think I was on a call last night, and everybody else in the call was squinting at that device because it was being shared on a 4K from a 4K monitor, and the text was too small. And I was like, I can read it just fine, without realizing I was, putting them down by saying I was able to read it and they weren't. So definitely factor in for age, or just, challenges that we may be experiencing. Some people may have vision issues despite their age, or audio issues. And that's another reason why when we're doing websites, we make sure we put in alt text. On Twitter, we are allowed to do that, as well as on Instagram. I think we can do that on Facebook too. So alt text means that anyone with any vision impairment is able to read what is being said in the graphic, or so they don't need to be able to see it as it's displayed, but rather utilize another device to be able to experience that as well. There's a question about music that is allowed. Oh, speaking of music, sorry, before I answer that question. So when we do the more advanced sessions, intermediary or advanced sessions, we will discuss a bit more about sound, making sure that we follow the industry standards for the loudness levels. It's called LUFS. And for when doing video delivery, it's usually -14 LUFS. When we're doing podcasts, it's variable, but usually it's set at about -16. And we'll talk about how to achieve those levels. But on the topic of allowed music and concerns about copyright, basically, if you've purchased the music for licensed the music for the SSSIO, you're fine. If you have any questions about that, I think we may need to have another call to go into a bit more detail about what is and isn't acceptable in terms of media that we use from others. And also on that topic, whenever you are creating content and utilizing other folks, there are assignment of rights consent forms on the sathya.org website. You can search for consent forms and you should be seeing those. These are updated from what was shared during Akhanda Bhajan. So it's recently changed. So please do check that out. Detailed training for respective divisions of media. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. The consent forms aren't fully updated yet, but it's definitely getting there. Uncle Ashok has been very vital in getting that process moving. So yes, this Basics 101 training was very easy to sort of combine it all into one presentation. As we move forward with future training programs, we'll have to split the modules and focus specifically on visuals, focus specifically on audio, on live streaming, on social media, and so on. So we'll definitely be wanting to do that. And again, please reach out to your media coordinators or national teams or zonal teams to let them know of your interest. And thank you. Praveen and Sheena, if you have anything to say.
Hey, did we answer the question about music from the Apple Store? I think I got distracted.
I think Hema was saying that music from the Apple Store would not be okay. But to answer the previous question, I believe I did, yes. Basically, make sure you buy the license, not just buy the song.
Yeah, just because you have a CD or a tape, or you bought it, you downloaded it on iTunes or Google Store or anybody's store, that is only for you to listen to and for you to enjoy. That's not purchased for you to put into something else. And so I know it's easy to get confused by that kind of stuff, and maybe we grew up doing these kinds of things, but we're in a place now where we need to be official and completely legal and do everything. That's one of Swami's guiding principles, follow the law of your land. And so yeah, probably we'll have some kind of copyrights talk at some point soon as well too. And so it gets tricky and complicated. So
yes, and if you have to, if you've licensed the music or videos, you need to. Well, if you've licensed it appropriately, then you don't need to give credit. It depends on the licensing agreement, but it's always nice to give credit. I mean, like they definitely put in a lot of work. So hopefully we've answered most of your immediate pressing questions, except for the ones that require a bit more time. And if you're not already following us on social platforms, please go ahead and do so. You can check out sathya.org/subscribe. And you'll see our various platforms on there that you can choose to follow. So thank you, everybody. Please do drop us an email if you have any specific questions, and if you want to express interest, reach out to your local teams. Thank you, everybody. Good day and Sairam.
Saram, thank you.
say